Okay, welcome back, dear friends. Today I'd like to continue our series of Vulnhub. The virtual machine today would be Corrosion 1. I will put the link into the description section below so that you can download the image from this address. So before we begin today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your help and support. So now let's just get started. To save time, I have already imported the virtual machine image into the VirtualBox. So now we can enter into the Kali Linux. As you can see over here, I have already identified the IP address of the virtual machine as 252. And of course, you can use like Net Discover or some other similar tools to do the identification. I mean the IP address identification. And then I did the nmap scanning. I did the scene scan, the version scan, the script scan, and also did the comprehensive scan by specifying the option P-P-. So from the nmap scanning results, the two open ports. The first one is 22, which is running SSH, and also the actual version information, including precise version number, is displayed over here. And the second open port is 80, which runs HTTP surface, and also the version information Apache 2. I think now what we are going to do next is to do some enumeration for the 80 port, because the 22, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. So now let's just open up our browser, and maybe we can use the new private window model and input. Oh, my keyboard is not working. Okay, now let's put the IP address of the virtual machine into the browser or address bar. Let's hit enter. So of course this is just default Apache 2 page. And as usual, we can check the page source to see whether there is any suspicious or interesting information. But in this case, we cannot find that sort of information. And also we can check whether this site has robots file, but not found. And now we can use the Nikto to do some enumeration. And the Nikto, when I'm after as usual, after I manually enumerate the information for the web service or web application, of course the next steps would be to use some tools to do some automated enumeration like Nikto or GoBuster. But for me, the Nikto always is the first tool I'd like to use. But for this virtual machine, we cannot get any useful information from Nikto. And now we can use the GoBuster. Okay, let's autocomplete this command. Let's hit enter. I think we have already got another directory, which is tasks. So now we can have a look at this directory. And there is one text file. So tasks that need to be completed. Change permissions for the authentication log. And the change port 22, of course, from our nmap scanning. The author didn't change the port number from 22 to this one, and also set up the PHP myadmin. So I think in this virtual machine there will be possibly something which is related to the authentication log, but we can keep this into one side. And now we have already identified another directory. We can make a copy and paste into the browser. Let's hit enter. Welcome to my blog. And also we can check the source code, but we cannot find anything useful. Also, if you want, you can download this image onto the Kali Linux and to see whether this image has some hidden messages. But for example, we can use like stack hide or stack seek tools to do these things. But I can tell you, when I did the first time for this virtual machine, I cannot retrieve any hidden message from this image. And now we can go back to our terminal, but from the GoBuster running results, we cannot get any other directories or files. So maybe, of course, this is the directory and something related to the blog. So maybe under this directory there will be some subdirectories or files, and we need to do some furthermore enumeration. My keyboard is not working properly. Maybe I need to upgrade my computer anyway. So we can add the blog post. Let's hit enter. I think from the results we know our guess or assumption is correct, and we can, for example, we can take a look at this subdirectory uploads. But I think this subdirectory is not working properly. After all, this website is in development. It's okay, and we can try another one, archives. So maybe we can interrupt our direct enumeration process. Archive. Under this archives subdirectory, there is one PHP file. We can click and let's refresh. So, but we cannot get anything. Maybe this file has some parameter. We need to make some fuzzing and we can make a copy, and we can use the WF and specify the URL, and we need to add the fuzz, and we can try password file and specify the word list, dear buster directory. Okay, the lot of results or output. We can add the filter, the 0. Yeah, now we got the parameter name, which is a file, so we can confirm this file. No, maybe we need to add one more layer. Yeah, so we have already retrieved the content of password file, and from here we can know there is one user. The name is Randy. So so far we have already know that this virtual machine has the local file inclusion vulnerability, or LFI vulnerability. And the first step would be to know whether this user has SSH private key Randy, but not found. So it's okay. And the second thing we can test is whether we can access the authentication log. Yes. So we can access this authentication log for the SSH service. As you can see, a lot of the log message SSH. Yeah. We can search. Yeah, SSH. So I think now we can write or make SSH login attempt, and of course this attempt will be recorded into this log file, and we can use the PHP code as our shell, as our username. Okay, let's do that. Of course, we cannot make collection or login. Use this PHP line code, but this information will be logged into the log file. Oh, we need to remove the cached keys first, and then now let's log in again. We can input some random password. Okay, let's exit. And now I think we have already got the log about our attempt. And now we can run some command like cmd right www data. So which is a very good thing. The next we need to get the reverse shell, and you can use the Pentest monkey, the cheat sheet, to get some ways or methods to do the to get the reverse shell. But I can tell you, for example, we can try the first way, but this way didn't work when I did this virtual machine the first time, or the second one cannot work as well. But this one, we can check whether the virtual machine has Python installed. So Python 2 is not installed. So we need to check the Python 3. Yeah, Python 3 is installed. And now we can, I just, to save time, I just copy this line of reverse shell command. And before we run this command, we need to set up the listener. And now let's put in here. Let's enter. Now we got the shell, and we can make this shell interactive. Import pty. Yeah, and go to the home directory, but we didn't have permission or privilege to access this file. So we need to do some very basic enumeration, like we need to find out whether this virtual machine has some misconfigurations, for example, like a backup. Yeah, there is one compressed or zip file. We need to download this file onto our Kali Linux. This would be done by setting up the web server, because as we know, this virtual machine has Python 3 installed. So we can use the HTTP server module to set up the web server. And we can copy the file name, and we can open up another tab and go to our working directory and wget from the virtual machine or target, and we can paste in here, no problem. And now we need to unzip this file, but this file is password protected. We need to crack the password by John the Ripper. But before we do that, we need to convert this zip file to the hash value. And then we can crack this hash value by John the Ripper. And then we can use the lib2john and user hash, no problem. And now we can use the John the Ripper word list. We can use the log queue as our word list, and hash, because when I have already cracked the password, and the John the Ripper will not do it again. So we just use the show option to display our password. As you can see, the password is this one, and we can make a copy and paste in here. So we got the password information. So I think this should be the password for the user Randy, and we can make a copy and sh Randy and paste the password in here, no problem. And we can get the user flag here, okay. And we can go to the tools Yeah, we have read. Yeah, there is Python script, and this. So because this file has SUID bit, it means that when we run this file, and we can get the root privilege. And so how to do it? And also we can check the strings. Easy. As you know, of course, this is executable, and from this output we can know this command or this file, the easy sys information will run the command to cat, and this cat is not in or with absolute pass. So maybe we can generate our own cat and get the shell. And so how to do? We can go to the temporary directory, and we can echo a bin bash, and we can make this our own cat executable. But also we need to change the pass, the environmental variable temp pass, and now we can run this file, Randy tools, and easy. Yeah, as you can see from the banner, we have already become the root, and we can go to the root directory and get the root flag here. Of course, now we cannot use the cat command to retrieve the content of the root flag, because we have already changed or modified the function of a cat. But we can use like a more command to retrieve the content. Okay, so we successfully completed this virtual machine, or we have already got the root shell and got the root flag here. So that's all I'd like to demonstrate in this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.